I want to do a Broadway show at some point in my life.
Great. The next Ben Platt.
That's actually, don't get me started on Ben Platt. I love him. I adore him. His new album, check it out now. Link in the description, probably not.
Definitely link in the description. Hello friends, welcome back to our shared channel. Today we are sharing our channel with, well, you know what? You honestly never know what's going to happen when you slide into someone's DMs because now Schultzzie is here.
Hey.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers. I love that you always have the chorus.
Well, you know, I'm consistent.
It's on brand.
It is. So you guys have never met in person. This is the first time.
This is so exciting. I forgot that the reason you guys met is because you were just creepy.
No, true, really, true.
No, I was so excited because I had seen your videos and I had
I saw yours.
Yours, actually, I will say, when she reached out to you, YouTube has been really just serving your shit out left and right.
YouTube has been kind to me the past few
but they're also
months.
amazing, so it makes sense.
Oh, thank you.
So we're going to tell the whole story in a second, but before we jump into that, we kick off every single episode of this Overshare show with one question. Lily, do the honors.
There's no segue to get to it, but you said you watched all of them.
I know what it is. It's what cartoon character has sparked my sexual awakening.
Yes, or your crush when you were a child.
If they react really weirdly, we follow up with like, I mean your crush, not sexual.
But I've watched every episode, so I know, and I've had time to think about it, I have my answer. It's Prince Eric.
Okay, yeah.
Prince
that's
Eric
not fair because that's so normal.
He's hot though,
Yeah,
right?
No,
he was.
like even now you could say that.
I asked my producer Skylar about this yesterday, and she said hers was Baloo from the Jungle Book because he's like fatherly and like.
I love that actually.
You know, he like takes care of Mowgli and like he'd like take care of her.
I said before in an episode that it's much more about the personality traits, I think, than the actual.
Well, and if you think about it, Prince Eric was so wonderful. He liked a girl that would not speak to him.
He probably wouldn't like me because I would never shut up.
You could look at that one of two ways.
But I was actually thinking, I'm like, oh, I need to come up with like a new one, and I just saw the live action Aladdin, and I'm like, you know, I kind of like a Boo.
I was gonna say Aladdin,
like,
but a Boo.
Like, no, isn't that the monkey?
Yeah,
I like that the monkey, like he gets into trouble.
And
like a bad boy.
You don't get to change your childhood sexual cartoon fantasy when you're 37.
Okay, well, we could discuss Disney as well forever.
We could.
All of these things. It's very easy for us to get on tangents, but I feel like we have to start from square one, which is back to the story of how we met.
Okay.
So,
what did you say?
So Clever had shut down, and we had started making our own channels, and it was all very new. It's still very new, I feel. And I kept seeing on the side, like a sidebar of my videos, this same girl's videos kept popping up as like.
And didn't you feel like they also were like all kind of in the theme of stuff we did kind of used to do at Clever, and then you're seeing them like, these are really well done.
And
I get it. Like she's doing this by herself.
And I mean, obviously we know how hard it is to make content and how hard it is to like crack the thumbnail game. And after I had seen like 50 of your videos pop up, thumbnail game was so strong. I was like, I gotta watch. Next thing I know, it's like seriously 3 hours later, and I've watched you wear all the clothes, try on all the jeans, do all of the things. I was like, I'm obsessed with you. So I just went straight to Instagram, like any crazy person, and I was like, I love you!
I was so excited. It was
Instagram,
mutual.
not Twitter.
No, Instagram.
It was Instagram.
Yeah.
Because how do you? So did you follow her already?
Was I already following?
I don't think so.
Because how did you see it?
I check my DMs a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Like I go through like my little DMs, like the requests, and I had already known who Joslyn was, and she was verified.
Oh, so it comes up, it's like the top request.
Right.
I just don't look
exactly.
that often, I think.
So, I mean, if I slid into your DMs, you never would have seen it because I'm not verified.
No, but you know what? Now it does. It like, so if you have like a verified account, it sort of like
sorts it by followers.
By how many followers. So you have a lot of followers, it'll like, you'll pop up at the top even if you're not verified.
You still have to go into another tab to do that.
So I need to start sliding into more people's DMs is what I'm hearing.
But that's the thing. No, because
never know.
That's the thing is I did that video where it's like DMing 100 celebrities.
Oh, you did?
Well, it's fucking Renee's idea. She's out there somewhere. She was like, I have an idea for a video. I'm like, for your channel or mine? She goes, well, yours, because you're verified. I'm like, great. So I got real drunk, wasted. Most drunk I've ever been on camera.
Love it.
And we just started DMing random celebrities. 2 responded, kind of. So I'd said Christy Carlson Romano at one point. And I'm like, obviously we should DM her. Couldn't figure out what to say, too much pressure. So then I moved on. Then when I'm editing it, I realized I never did. So I was like, I should have just asked her if they went to the moon in 1969. So then I do. Guess who fucking responds
Christy.
2 hours later with her email that we should do a collab. We need to have her in here. Lisa,
oh my gosh,
that
let's make that happen.
But long story short, being verified does not make people respond to your Instagram DMs. Twitter, I've had much
Twitter's
better
pretty helpful, but yeah, it's like a whole thing. Anyway, Sierra responded, and we were like, she was like, I don't know what you said, it was so nice, and then we got lunch, and then we became real friends, and then we did a collab. And this is where we are now.
Which,
so it's
that
great.
collab was legitimately the most fun I've ever had filming any video. Like, not even just any collab.
Tell the people what it was.
So, me and Joslyn and Ruben, who's
Shout out to Ruben. Ruben, come show yourself.
behind the camera. Ruben is my videographer too.
Who, like, now
I love
is
he's
here.
always sitting in chair clutching a pillow.
And actually, Ruben popped into one of our videos recently.
He has a lot of fans. Everyone thinks he's real hot.
Isn't he a cutie?
That's what everyone says in my
It's
comments.
Ruben.
Every time Ruben's in the video, they're like, oh my gosh, your videographer is so hot. Like, what's Ruben's at?
I'm going behind the camera.
So, me, Ruben, and Joslyn, we go in public dressed in Coachella outfits and just like
And
run
like
around.
our butts were showing.
I've seen the video, and I will just tell you that I'm sure Joslyn was thrilled to finally go with someone that didn't just go, oh my God, you're embarrassing me, stop doing that.
No.
Oh my God, I'm mortified doing anything with her in public. You guys were just like, ah!
I couldn't believe I found someone with like, we just both don't have the embarrassment gene.
So we were going to like some of the most like populated places in LA, like the Santa Monica Pier, wearing crazy outfits. And you forget that like we have a ton of crossover with like the people who watch our videos.
Right.
Cut to like all these people like on the roller coaster, like, wait for me to get off so we can take a picture.
It basically turned into a meet and greet with Joslyn with like her butt covered in glitter out and me in like a crop top and like booty shorts.
So a standard day?
Yes, standard day.
And we actually went to a bike shop, shout out to the Santa Monica bike shop, and we were like, can you blow up our pool float? And they were so kind, they did, so thank you so much.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of our friendship.
It was.
And it's just been like so fun seeing you. So like right before we met, your channel like exploded. So talk a little bit about like when that happened, how that happened, all that stuff.
So it was wild. So I had been doing YouTube for like 4 years, and it had been like, I had been full time for like 2 years, but it was like, you know, I was like kind of full time.
How'd
like,
you get into it?
My husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, so I was a theater major in college, and he was like, oh, you should start a YouTube channel, because I wasn't booking any roles because I was a freshman and because I wasn't that good.
I disagree.
I mean, self-aware. But I didn't have a creative outlet, and he's like, oh, you love YouTube so much, like you should start a channel. And I dead ass, like to his face, was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like,
And now here
like,
we are.
Yeah. But then like a week later, that like seed had kind of been planted in my head, and so I filmed a video, and like, I'm a doer. Like I just, once I find something I like, I'm like, cool, this is like my life now. So I made, like people, I feel like everyone's story is like, you know, I've been doing YouTube for 6 years, but I've only really been doing it for 4 years. Mine was like from day one, I was like, I'm a YouTuber. Like I literally made one video and was like, I'm a YouTuber.
What were you doing meanwhile?
I was
Going
a
to
birthday
college?
party princess.
Yes, that's right. Because you said you used to pay Ruben.
Planner?
She used to pay Ruben just like whatever money she had from like the birthday party princess things. Like she'd just be like, here's what I have, and Ruben is such a jerk.
He did me a solid. Like I had this idea in my head of like the kind of videos I wanted to make.
The fact that you even were already looking for someone to shoot them when you weren't doing it as a full-time thing is already, I'm like, I'm still like, oh, I have to pay someone? No.
Ruben literally like took the biggest chance on me. Like Ruben was like the first person who like believed in me, because like I had this idea of what I wanted my channel to be, but like you can't, and that was in the time of like lifestyle and lookbooks and
Everything's very oversaturated.
Yes, and you can't do that on your own. So I would like literally, sometimes I would have like $40 and sometimes I would have like $70. I'd be like, hey Ruben, can we film 10 videos in one day? Because like I can only pay you for this one day. And he would do it for me, and it was the nicest thing, which is why I'm glad we get to do like real projects together.
And you're
now.
like, here's some action.
Please. So I was like all in from day one. Like I think the first 2 years of my channel, I never missed an upload, which was like, looking back on it, not the best work-life balance, but like I was all in. I was like,
I mean, that's rare to have anyone do that.
It's amazing.
But now I let myself miss uploads and stuff, because it literally was to the point that I would like stay up all night if a video wasn't done, because I was like, I can't miss an upload. Like the world will end.
Yep.
So
and
now,
then you're like, oh wait, no one really cares if it's one day later.
But was there a video? Was it the Emma Chamberlain video that kind of like took you to another level?
So what happened was I was at like, I think 200,000 subscribers around,
which is amazing.
November, and I did this review of Emma Chamberlain's clothing line.
Where was the stuff that was blurred out?
Which I almost didn't do, because A, it was late. Like I had tried to order the clothes when it first happened, because it's like, oh, this would be a great video idea. Because it's
the epitome of our life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we ordered that 3 months ago. I guess we can't do it now because no one's talking about it.
I literally almost didn't do that video, and that like changed my career.
That is very small.
But I was like, this would be interesting because it's one size fits all and everything's blurred out. So I ordered the stuff, it's like back ordered, 2 months later it comes. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll do the video, like, got nothing to lose. I kind of half-assed the video.
Honestly, though, I will say I'm pretty sure that was the first video I ever got recommended.
Oh,
and
really?
I was curious because I didn't know that Emma Chamberlain even had a clothing line. And I knew who she was, but like not super familiar. And then I click on it and you were so positive about the whole thing.
Thank you.
But like she literally didn't she like not have sizes? Like
Yeah, it was just one size
like
fits
a
all.
like a
you couldn't
Brandy
even see
Melville
what you were buying
situation.
for some of it.
Yeah.
And you were still like, but like, it's so cute. I'm like, no, like there's fucking no, like, are you kidding? You can't do that.
See,
and
I
you were
was
so
stuck on
nice
that
about
video,
it.
and I thought I was so mean. And now I'm at the point where if I make a video about someone, I know they're probably gonna see it.
Yeah.
And so I try to be more careful about like the way that I talk. But I appreciate you saying that you
Oh
thought
my
I was
God,
nice
it was
in
like,
that video.
But that is
like
like a huge defining quality of you as a person, and also that is reflected in your content, is that you have this thing where you can be brutally honest, but like not mean. And I love that
Thank
because
you.
for me, I'm a pleaser. So like, even if it's just like in a relationship, I'm like, so like, here's the thing. Like, I'm just not good at like just saying what I mean. You know, it's like really hard. And I think that's like something you are so gifted at.
Thank you. It's a hard balance because I don't, like the thing with my whole like brutally honest merch reviews is like, people are buying this merch because it's from a YouTuber when they literally have no idea what like the fit or the quality or anything is
so you're
like.
just giving them that so then they can know before they get it.
I want to give them that information, but also I never want to, I have gotten comments that are like, you are like taking revenue away from this YouTuber that they would have gotten. I'm like, well, if the product is good, I still think people should buy it.
For sure.
Hopefully I've driven some merch
If
sales.
one bad
I think you
review
have.
is going to suddenly ruin someone's career, then that's
And some of the reviews, like, you like the stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
is great.
Honestly, you were so nice about the entertainment and stuff. I was like,
Well, thank you. So that video did really well, but that isn't actually what blew up my channel. So that video did well, and I probably gained like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers from it. And then the next video I did also went viral. And then the next video after that also went viral. So I had like 5 videos in a row. So I went from averaging like 10,000 views a video to, at the end of December, averaging like 150,000 views a video.
and how regularly were you uploading?
So I currently upload 2 days a week. And after that happened, that was at the end of November, I decided December, I'm doing Vlogmas and posting 3 videos a week. And I didn't have an editor at the time. So yeah.
How long did you make it? The whole time? Because I made it 9 days and was literally, I would come in to shoot something with her the next day and she'd be like, are you okay? I'm like,
She's like, I haven't slept
I was like,
at
I went to sleep
all.
at 9 a.m. and I woke up at 11 and now we have to film today.
I did the whole thing.
Oh my God. And
You're
3 videos
amazing.
on top of that.
And then I took a break, a 2-week break after Christmas into January, and that's when I went down to 2 videos a week.
You have 2 channels,
I do.
which I think is important to add. You have your main channel, and then you also have a vlog channel.
Oh, so we're doing Vlogmas on one and then the 3 on the other.
She has a vlog
Yeah.
channel with Steven,
Yes.
her husband, who like I met him and I was like, oh, Steven, I know so much about you already from watching the channel. He's adorable. What a good sport. And an
He
engineer,
is.
right?
Yeah,
So like
he's-
not a YouTuber.
No, I do scrapbooks every year. I looked at our first
How
scrapbook.
do you have time to do
I
scrapbooks?
printed out how he slid into my Facebook DMs.
That is so cute. What did he say? Was he just like, hey?
He's like, so we had gone to Disneyland together on a double date, not with each other. So like he was with someone and I was with someone.
I always love these stories. Then you guys were like, oh, I hate the other
yeah,
person.
the other one kind of sucks. No, I mean yeah, but
yes, yeah.
But he slid into my DMs and he was like, hey, like, how are you? You know, I saw that your relationship didn't work out. And I was like, yeah, how are you? And he goes, well, I always thought you were kind of cute. Want to get coffee? He was like straight to the point.
Oh, I like that.
And I thought that was just the kind of guy he was. Like, he was bold. Later, I found out he had been trying to work up the courage to DM me for 2 months.
Oh.
And he was about to go on a cruise. And so he told himself, I'm not going to have cell service for a week. I'll message her right now. And if she doesn't respond, I'll never think about it again. So then I have this great like 1-hour conversation with this guy on Facebook, and then he's like, "Bye, I don't have cell service for 2 weeks."
And you're like, what
It
the
would be
hell?
so annoying. You're like, why the fuck did you just message
I
me
know.
then?
I'm like, wait till you get back. But then it was kind of nice because like I don't fall hard. Like I take forever to like someone. And so the whole time he was gone, I have all these journal entries because I used to journal a lot where I'm like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Like I literally talked to this guy for an hour.
You're like,
but
I don't even like him, but like, why isn't he messaging me? Why
Exactly.
can't I
Stop thinking about him.
Exactly. So then he came back and we like went on a date, but it took us forever to get serious because we were both about to go off to college.
Oh.
I was gonna be a freshman in college, and he was transferring from a community college to be a junior. And then it came time to go to college, and we went to schools near each other. So we were like, well, I guess we'll stay together. But then once we got to college, it was like, oh wow, like this works, and I like you. And
oh my God, you've been together ever since?
Yeah.
So
and they got married. Oh, by the way, congratulations on graduating. I'm sorry I couldn't come to your party, but I brought you a bottle of champagne.
Shut up.
So funny. Sierra and I were supposed to get together for lunch. I mean, I thought we were getting together for lunch, and I was like, see you today. Where do you want to meet? And she's like, oh, I thought we were having lunch at VidCon. And then I was like, oh, well, so this has been in my car. Hopefully it didn't explode.
Oh my God.
So here's the crazy thing, you guys. It's a bottle of champs and some cups. You can drink it anytime you want.
Oh my God.
Like they're not Love Island cups, are they?
No, they're just little plastic cups. Sierra has been like literally also going to college while she's been building an empire.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I was only taking one class a semester online. Okay. So I went to SCSU for San Diego State University for a year. So I had already finished half of I ended up getting my AA, not my BA. Okay. So then I started doing college online. So I literally have only been taking 1 to 2 classes a semester online while I've been doing YouTube. Honestly, the hardest time was last November when that video blew up. I hadn't hired anyone yet. Well, I had my producer, Skylar, part-time, but it was just the 2 of us. I didn't have an editor or anything. I was doing Vlogmas and the 3 videos a week, and I was taking 2 classes, and it was finals week, and I was like, this is it. Goodbye.
What were you majoring in?
Good question. It was,
you're like, I already forgot.
It doesn't matter. But
I think, so in the end, I just ended up getting whatever degree I had the most credits for, which I think ended up being liberal arts with a emphasis in
something super
something.
big.
In YouTube? And an emphasis
it's
like
in
YouTube?
my graduation vlog.
She went to college.
Yeah,
give her a job.
Give her the paper.
But so did you ever, since you were doing it simultaneously, did you have moments that you're like, why am I even doing this? I don't need it.
1,000%.
And
1,000%.
Are you like glad you did it now?
I'm glad I did it because I hope YouTube lasts forever, but I try to be realistic about it that in 5 years, if this fails, like I don't want to be left with nothing.
Yeah.
And so,
although I think we can all agree that everything you've built, that's the thing is like, I feel like people are very quick to tell YouTubers like, well, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
Do you act like building this entire thing?
Well, that's
just
what
like
honestly, I would say that's what, when we had lunch together, what we immediately bonded over is that like, for people like me and you who come from like more of like a corporate digital, and when I say corporate, it's digital, so it's very loosely, like we are entrepreneurs and like we like building, I personally love the business aspect, and you were like one of the only people I felt like we could really talk about like the X's and O's of all of that, and that's not very common, honestly.
well, you're someone who I look up to a ton in that. No, seriously.
She's my momager.
Literally, you are like, I think genuinely one of the smartest people online.
That's
like,
so generous. Thank
you really
so
are.
much.
You build businesses, you build teams, you like make amazing content, and also you're so nice. Like, I think so many people that are like that. Let me just like love on Joslyn. I'll get to you next, so don't worry.
No, it's like she deserves all that. I wouldn't be here.
But I think a lot of people who are like that and who are so business minded are like, I'm a businesswoman, like I'm so like
you
rough
can
around
be
the
both.
edges.
I think a lot of people think like, oh, I have to be like all the way full bitch mode to like be taken seriously, and I honestly believe that it's a lot harder to be kind to people, and I know that from personal experience.
100%.
I'm like, I would really just like to be a total a-hole to this person right now, but I think in the long run, when we look at like coming from like the celebrity world at our previous job, the people that we've interacted with that are the most successful, like the Tom Hanks of the world, for example, are truly like the most kind.
We've talked about this.
And I just think on YouTube, it's the same thing. So whether it's like Remy or like Grace Helbig, now obviously there's so many amazing creators out there who are focusing on things like self-care, which should not be a trend, body positivity, like inclusivity in general, talking about people of different shapes and sizes. And this is something, it's so interesting. A few weeks ago, I read a news article that Victoria's Secret only makes like up to size large in swimsuits.
You literally texted me
about it. And I texted Sierra and I was like, do you know about this? It just seems like a really, and that's not the only brand, obviously. And I know they have other brands that sell in Victoria's Secret that are larger sizes than size large or whatever. But it's like a poor business decision to me and a poor human decision, and I feel like you're shedding light on all of these things in a very accessible, relatable way that is
also, not to interrupt, but in a way that's not for only people that are looking for that kind of content. Anyone can watch it. It just serves a lot of different needs to the different groups of people.
That's the thing. We made, like me and my producer, we made like a really conscious decision maybe 6 or 8 months ago to like, we were making content like about body positivity. Like the title would be about body positivity, to like make wider reaching content and like put that message in there, because I think most of the people who need body positivity, you're not searching for it. And
like,
so
it's not someone going like, how do I feel better about not fitting into this pair of jeans that this store offers? And you're giving them something that they read the title and they're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I could learn something about that, and then they actually get something out of it and they're entertained.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool thing about YouTube too, is that like it used to be that that kind of entertainment content, they would always choose like people of one size and that's it. And YouTube's cool because like you are just being yourself and you can do comedy or makeup or entertainment. And it doesn't really matter what size you are. It's about like the content. And so it makes it a lot more of an even playing field, which is really cool. And that's what I love about YouTube, is being able to see so many people with different like perspectives and different looks and different sizes be able to like share their perspective.
Well, and as much as I feel like people say that YouTubers can be, and there is definitely the trends that certain people fall into, they're like the relatable girl kind of thing, where it's like not really relatable at all. But I think that that's the beauty, is people go to YouTube to find people they can relate to, and that isn't going to be one size, one color, one anything. And it's nice that you can go and you can relate to one person, but then you can totally relate to someone else because of a different situation that they're going through maybe in their life, and one by their appearance. And
something I didn't realize when I was listening to you, oh, by the way, Sierra has a podcast.
I do. It's kind of new.
It is.
It's your
really
episode
new.
It was around the time that we launched the show, actually.
I know. And the reason we launched the podcast is because I love long form content. So when I saw you guys launch this, I was like, I have a new thing to listen to.
I just know your photo shoot was really cute.
Thank you so much. It was so fun.
It's with Skylar, who is your producer and like your best friend since forever, which I think makes for such a great dynamic. And I was listening to your most recent episode where you were talking about, which I guess I didn't really realize, that you've like shared your whole journey with like body positivity like since day one, like kind of unknowingly almost from the beginning, right?
I like publicly found like body positivity, which was weird because I think when I found it, I was like, oh, now I'm body positive. And I look back at like the way that I thought about myself and the things that I did, and even like face tuning my photos and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that was not body positive. I was the most insecure I've ever been when I was at my thinnest. If you would have looked at my body 5 years ago, it was like the ideal look, the ideal size. I had lost all this weight. I was going to the gym all the time. I literally couldn't look in the mirror because I was so miserable. But I was told that I'm supposed to be so confident and so happy, but like just because you look like the ideal of beauty doesn't mean you're confident, which is why I don't like when people look at someone who's, you know, like thin and conventionally attractive and they're like, what do you have to complain about? And it's like, you don't know what they're like. You would probably be insecure if you were in their skin.
Do you worry that like if you ever like gain weight, lost weight, that people are gonna like suddenly come for your brand too? Because I've even been told that I'm less relatable now that I've lost weight.
My body changes a lot. Like I've gained a lot of weight since I started my YouTube channel. Then I lost a little bit. Then I gained it back. Then I lost a little bit. Like that's just, it's normal.
That's
human.
That's human.
Yeah.
Your weight fluctuates.
Exactly.
And when you're online, you're under this microscope. And I get it from both sides. I get, Sierra is so overweight, she doesn't care about her body, this isn't body positivity. And then I get, oh my gosh, you go to the gym, do you not love your body? And I'm like,
what?
People literally say that because I go to the gym a lot.
Which, well, you are Fabletics ambassador now. Congratulations, by the way. I love Fabletics.
Thank you. And then I also get people who say that I must be lying about going to the gym and being a vegetarian because I'm overweight. And so it's like, if she's like fat or chubby or curvy or whatever word you want to use, then she must be lying. She must not go to the gym. She must not actually like eat plant-based. And I'm like, do you not know that everyone's body is different?
And here's the thing too, is like now that I'm old, I feel like, and I just like don't care as much anymore. And I feel like that is a really big blessing being on YouTube, as like, I grew up without the internet, is that it's just the truth that those kind of comments, and I can see this now, like when we get like weird comments or whatever, I'm like, that's such a reflection of the person who's leaving the comment. It's truly, and I know it's hard, especially even for us, like getting comments that are like, cut you at just that moment where you're like, oh, that makes me feel bad. Even if you are a confident person, it's like those things are truly a reflection of either the situation that person like has, you know, come to believe is like the way to treat people or how they feel about themselves. And it's honestly really sad, which is why making your videos is even more important. So never stop.
Thank you.
And even the Victoria's Secret video you just put up really recently where you were emotional in that video.
That was so hard to film. Like I think it's hard too when I'm always talking about body positivity. I feel like I'm not allowed to have bad
That's
moments.
why I was even asking. Like, so like if you suddenly like didn't make a video about that, are people gonna be like, well, why didn't you talk about this? Because they're expecting so much from you.
Right. And I think for me, like, I really enjoy talking about body positivity. I think the more I talk about it, the better I feel about myself, because the more like front of mind it is for me, and the more I really truly start to believe it.
But at the end of the day, you're the brand, not the body.
Exactly. No matter if I'm like 500 pounds or like, you know, a much smaller weight, I am the same person. And the main thing like I really want people to take away from my videos is like your value as a person does not go up and down with your weight. And like it is not like how valuable you are as a person does not change by the tag number on your dress.
100%.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people truly believe that, especially the older generation. I get people like in their 50s or 60s commenting on my video like, I've hated my body my whole life and I'm just accepting it. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I don't have to wait until I'm 50 to be like, I can do all the things I want to do without being thin.
Yeah.
Wait, so I know you have merch, obviously, but have you ever considered doing like a full-fledged fashion brand?
That is the dream.
Sizes XX small to XXL. Like,
choose your own adventure.
Actually, then what's also the biggest like range of
what's the
sizes?
inclusion?
Yeah.
So that's the hard part too. So right now my merch line, the Curvy Crew, we're trying to turn it more into like a boutique clothing, like cut and sew clothes instead of just buying from like a boutique and having to go with what sizes they have, getting a place to like make custom.
That's awesome.
So then, but trying to figure, first of all, then it's way more expensive.
Right.
And I never want people to be like, oh, well, it's not accessible. But the reality is right now,
To get it to be accessible, you need to be able to have a lot of...
yeah, like it's either gonna be cheap and it's gonna be, you know, from a small to an extra large and that's it. Or it's gonna be more expensive and then I can do like a 00 to an 18 or to a 24. But it is hard to know where to put that line because I can't make, you know, 40 different sizes of clothes, but it's always gonna be someone who's either too big or too small.
What would you say is on like your bucket list? Because I'm a big believer of like putting it out into the universe.
Yeah.
Secret that shit.
Okay, number one, and it's completely unrelated to my YouTube channel, Broadway. I want to do a Broadway show at some point in my life.
Great.
I am a musical theater kid till I die.
I know this, yes.
I literally go to New York like 3 times a year just to see shows, and I try to make an excuse for it to be a business trip, but it's just for me.
Is it one time like I'm a guest star, or is this like I'm playing a role for months?
Anything they'll give me.
Great. I feel like we could make this happen.
If tomorrow someone offered me a role, I would fly to New York and live there for as long as I needed to.
I think we can make this happen.
I know one of her best friends is Cher.
Yes.
I feel like there's constantly celebrities who are like in shows. This is only a matter of time.
The next Ben Platt.
That's actually, don't get me started on Ben Platt. I love him. I adore him. His new album, check it out now. Link in the description, probably not.
Definitely link in the description. Okay, so after you're on Broadway, which is going to happen, what else do you want to do?
I would actually love to do like some sort of a tour to like meet people.
Yes.
I love meeting my viewers, but I'm really like, I don't know, I'm like hesitant to do meet and greets because of like security and stuff. So I want to do things like that and I want to be able to meet my viewers, but I want to do it in like a way that's like enjoyable for them and safe for me.
Well, we could talk to you forever. Before we jump into our lightning round, which is actually a slow burn because we cannot go quickly.
We've asked too many follow-up
Like, what do you have coming up next? You're like getting real. If you guys have not subscribed to Sierra's channel, which I'm assuming you have because she's far more famous than this channel.
How you asked her that and she kind of was like, Like, there's like 80 million things. She's like, well, we're doing this, and this.
But you are getting really close to 1 million.
Thank you.
Like, that's a big deal.
I'm at like 860, I think, 850.
That's so
okay,
awesome.
so this is going up in like 2 weeks. So by then, I feel like we're gonna
My
make it happen.
goal would be to hit 1 million before the end of the year.
That's possible.
I think that's definitely.
And when I do, I'm gonna throw the craziest 1 million subscriber party, and both of you are gonna be there.
We will be
And
there.
Ruben's gonna
And
be
Ruben.
there. Like everyone's gonna be there.
Everyone's invited.
And it's gonna be great. But I'm probably not ever gonna hit 1 million because I have really bad imposter syndrome.
Well, you're definitely not an imposter.
And people are like, what are you talking about? What's that? And I'm like, you haven't researched that? Then you don't have it.
Yeah, no, then you definitely don't have it. I like literally at VidCon, the whole time I was like, why did anyone invite me here?
You're waiting for someone to literally come up to me like, Miss, excuse me, you have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants you.
And there's a certain aspect of that I think is unhealthy and a certain aspect that is healthy because I feel like it keeps you humble and modest and like, also, like, my family definitely keeps me down at a very low level. But, like, you've earned, it's not like this happened overnight for you. You have earned what you are doing right now. And, like, 4 years is a long time.
I started when I was 19. My parents pretended to believe in me.
I heard you say, tell this story. This is the best.
So I told them that I wanted to do YouTube and I really thought it could be a career and I wanted to stop going to college. So I took like a full year off of college for YouTube before I started going again. And my dad was like, we believe in you. We're here for you. They gave me $300 to buy Final Cut. They loaned it to me. I had to like sign a little contract with them that I would pay them like it back in a year. And but I was like, wow, my parents like really believe in me.
And then they told you later it was all lie.
Yep, they told me like a year ago. They're like, I said something to my dad. I was like, I just think it's so awesome that you always believed in me. He's like, well, your mom and I definitely thought that you were gonna like quit in like a year when it failed and then like go back to school and like get a normal job. But we thought this would be good for you to like learn how to like cope with like failure and like learn how to be your own boss. And he's like, but then it works. So we were like, cool, good for you.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, I was like, awesome. I really thought you believed in me.
I love that. Anyways, back to our lightning round slower
that we introduced 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, the segment is starting now, people.
I'm ready.
Hard-hitting question. Would you travel back in time or to the future?
Oh, definitely to the future. Whenever people say they want to live in like the 1800s, I'm like, so like no plumbing? Like no veggie grill?
No, right?
Like,
no veggie grill?
Yeah.
Are rats cute?
Only in like, okay.
Domesticated rats?
Do you know that like viral video of that rat like taking a bath?
I've seen the one, that was hamsters
taking the shower.
eating pasta. No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
I'll have to show it to you after. But there's this video of a hamster like a rat like taking a shower.
And it's
like,
cute.
It's cute.
Because it's clean.
Yeah, if I saw like a rat right there, I would, nope, not cute.
Yeah.
But like Ratatouille, like Remy and Ratatouille is cute.
Next hard-hitting question. What is your stance on socks with sandals?
Okay, I'm torn on this
Because
one.
you're a fashion person.
Only at the airport, and here's why. I don't want to have to take full shoes off when I go through security, but I also don't want to be barefoot. Then I get on the flight and I want to take my shoes off, but then I don't want to be in like stinky socks that were like in a shoe. And then it's hard to get your shoes back on when you're trying to get off the plane.
Did you have MySpace or AIM?
I had MySpace, and I also had AIM.
What was your name? What was your screen name?
Okay, it was cool Cece on everything. So Cece was my nickname growing up.
Oh,
and
it was?
Yes,
That's
and
cute.
I don't, like my whole family still calls me Cece or Cece.
That's cute.
Like my producer, because she was like my childhood friend, she calls me Cece. Like only people in my like real life call me Cece. And now I always say now, like going back, if I was gonna restart my YouTube channel, I would make my name Cece.
Oh my gosh, reinvention starting now. Everyone
Yes.
subscribe to Cece's channel.
And there are like 10 Sierras on the internet. There's not a Cece.
Oh.
It could have been me.
Is
But I
Cece
can't,
like a real name?
I can't barely.
What was your aim?
So I was very, very small. So up until high school, I was like literally like
Yeah.
just a little baby that everyone would like be able to pick up and like throw around. So my friends started calling me Pution because what's the story for Lilliputians are in? Lilliputians? There you go.
Oh, I was like,
and
I
they're
have
they're
no
like,
idea.
Can't relate.
And
Is
they're
that a
like,
dog?
I don't know. And they're little people, so they're like really, really little people. So she would call me the Pution. So my thing was the Pution 2184.
Hilarious.
What was yours?
Oh, mine was like really random. My friend was like, "What's your favorite color? What's your favorite place? What's your birthstone?" Red Diamond Ocean. Literally the stupidest of all time. Well, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. You're obviously welcome whenever you want. Congrats on all the success, all of the things. Can't wait to see you on Broadway.
We do have to say though,
One last
you
thing.
leave.
Oh, yeah. Can I say it with you?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh!
I'm a true stan.
I love it. You guys, I don't know where we go from here. This episode is over, but if you want to follow Sierra and you don't, all of her links are in the description. Also, what was the album? Oh, Ben Platt's album is in the description as well. Also, we'll be sure, don't worry, Lisa, that Ollie gets home with you. I know you already have a dog at home, but this episode is over. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Bye.
I kind of feel like she
I'm
might
like,
take him.
Sierra wants to take your dog home.
Yep.